She said, take your time, what's the rush? Ooh, I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. Dumelambo maseve, this week we are in the Volkswagen Polo Vivo 1.6 Tiptronic, and we're gonna have a conversation. So if you are keen on the Volkswagen Polo Vivo and you want insurance on it, click the link on my description box, which will lead you to the Hippo website, where you can compare and contrast up to 12 different insurance quotes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and just like that, you can see and gauge what you can afford on your new Polo Vivo. Okay, Boma Service. So when it comes to the exterior of the Volkswagen Polo Vivo, this car has featured quite a number of times on the channel, so I won't go too much in depth regarding the exterior. Subtle changes have been made to the car. The bumper has been a bit redone. On the rear, they removed that little decal, Polo Vivo, from the left-hand side. Now it's under the badge. So very small but noticeable differences on the exterior. We attended the launch of this facelifted one last year in PE, somewhere around August or so, if my memory serves me correctly. But I'm not gonna ponder on this exterior. Vivo ke Vivo ke Vivo. You've seen it, you know what it looks like, you can even draw it. The way Ray tried saying ilingami thing. Our Vivo guys, we're not gonna really chat about the exterior that much. It's a Vivo. It's nice, it's practical, it's compact, it's cute, it looks good. We've seen this car. So on the exterior, I'm very happy. I've seen it before, I like it, it's been updated a little bit, it looks good, great. The interior is where things get a little bit interesting. They spruced it up a little bit as well on the inside. Now they've updated the analog cluster. You still have the digital screen, which shows you your fuel gauge, your trip meter, as well as your range that you have left. I'm quite disappointed in the fact that you still need to manually adjust the side mirrors, which we'll get into a bit later, and the fact that you don't have electric windows for the rear. But this is quite synonymous with the Vivo, right? You've got, I think one of the major upgrades into this interior is this infotainment system screen, which has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. You still got your normal climate control menu, the dials, quite nice, quite ergonomic as well. You've got one USB port up in front. You've got two cup holders as well. You've got a cup holder just by the handbrake lever. You've got this protruding automatic gear lever in the middle. Not a big fan of this metal silver encasing that it has, or what it's surrounded by. I'm not a big fan of that, but anyway, it is what it is. I love the detailing they did on the seats. Very nice, very sporty. Central locking as well, so it's a nice interior. It's a nice little interior. It's an interior that we know. It's an interior that we are very accustomed to. So on the interior, I don't have much qualms, but yeah, I think, we'll chat in the verdict. So Boma 7, now let's get into the drive. What is powering the Volkswagen Polo Vivo? This is a groundbreaking moment in my career because I've never driven an automatic Polo Vivo. Yay! Wow. Anyway, so this vehicle is powered by a 1.6 liter petrol engine, which produces 77 kilowatts and 153 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 6-speed Tiptronic, and all the power goes to the front wheel, so it's a front wheel drive. Very interesting experience, and it kind of cements or kind of affirms what I've been saying about budget car automatics, that they're not necessarily the greatest, and I think we shouldn't be expecting MDCT or PDK or DSGs in a budget car. I can live with that. But this one is quite better than most automatic budget cars I've driven. The only problem that is a little bit whiny. It's a little bit whiny, makes a lot of noise, and it pulls gears just a little bit. However, when you're in motion, it is a lot better. I think it's just on standstill when you accelerate from the robots and just trying to get into motion on the highway where it sounds a little bit strained, but it's not terrible. However, I think this pairing is actually one for the books, and it's a legendary pairing because the fuel economy in this vehicle is absolutely abysmal in a good way. Like, it's insane in a good way, right? I got this car on about 700 Ks. I've done 309 kilometers, right? The range says I'm left with 350 Ks, and I haven't even reached a 3/4 tank. I have not reached a 3/4 tank. This gauge is almost full. There's only one bar that dropped. So in terms of fuel economy, monumental, beautiful. They got it right in that regard. What I like about this car as well is that even if the automatic is not something that's highly exciting, it's good, especially for traffic. You know, you don't want to be clutch balancing in traffic. So I understand why this one exists. It's a little bit unfortunate that this is the only automatic in the lineup. So I think you can't get it in the lower trim levels. And I know that the Vivo GT is strictly manual. It's the 1 liter TSI that is manual. However, I think I'm impressed with the drive. The whininess, you get used to it. But in terms of the way it drives, it's nothing to complain about. It's okay. It really is okay. But the fuel economy, I think, is what shines for me. So now let's get into the verdict. What does maseve think of the Volkswagen Polo Vivo? And this is gonna be a mouthful, so I suggest we read the. I'm joking. No. Should be fine. So this car is in a very tight segment, right? It used to be one of the few budget cars after the City Golf, if I'm not mistaken. It came out in 2010, and it was alone for quite a while. Then there was an influx of newer budget cars. Your Grand i10s, your Balenos, Starlets came in about, your Swifts and stuff like that. But it managed to retain the title of being the best-selling passenger car in SA until recently. So now when we looked at the stats, right, there are 3 cars that precede this vehicle. It is the Suzuki Swift is number 1 at sales. Then it's Corolla Cross, then it's Grand i10, and then it's this car. Which is a call for concern. Why is now the sales plummeting? I mean, the Franks is also catching up to this car sales-wise. And I think it is the pricing. There's only so much you can do, or the pricing and also the revamping of a 15-year-old product. There's only so much you can do to this Vivo until people now see this car is dated, it is old. Not old, but it's been in the game for a long time. And now it feels like you're chiming in or kind of just capitalizing on legacy. So the pricing for this vehicle, the Vivo 1.6 liter Tiptronic, which is, I think, 3rd on the trim level, is 320,000 Rand. But that's not all, Bomaseve. I've got more, man. I have got more for you. You have to spec quite a few things that actually kind of made me a little bit nauseous and upset, for the lack of a better term. I checked the spec sheet. You can opt, like, 2 airbags. Sorry, let me just put it like this. You can literally tick to get 2 extra front airbags. Why are they not standard? Second of all, if you want a reverse camera, you can tick it. It's another 6,000 Rand. Why is it not standard? The one thing that also made me almost lose my marbles, and I'm sorry if it's showing in my face right now, is the fact that Volkswagen said you will pay 800 Rand, 800 Rand, for front and rear carpet mats. I'm sorry. When I checked, it adds 15 Rand to your installment. How can you not make carpets or the mats standard? Why are they an optional extra? I can see all the other things. I'll say this again. I'm surprised that I found a steering wheel in this car, because that could have been an extra. Guys. No. Wait. Cut the cameras. Stop the lorry. There is no... Volkswagen is charging us 800 Rand for carpets. That's like, it's like you're going to buy a house, ne? You go and buy a house, and then the real estate, you get to the house and you're like, bruh, where are the doors? Then the real estate agent says, no, that's an extra. Mabaki. That's exactly how it feels. Like, the carpets are actually driving me insane that they're an extra. I think that is just absolutely criminal, to the point where I'm saying competition commission must actually intervene and say, there is no way. But anyway, let me stop ranting. So this car is 320,000 Rand. And to be quite honest, as much as the Vivo is renowned, it's great, it's practical, it's economical, it's frugal, it's one of the greatest budget cars of our time, it has now left the Nami Nyasebenza category. Starter pack. It's not necessarily a car that you buy with your first pay slip or first paycheck, because it is a bit expensive, being 320,000 Rand. I can agree with that. And guys, the reason why I say I can agree with the fact that 320,000 Rand is a bit exorbitant is the fact that they are kind of reworking a very, very dated car, trying to make it new. But there are so many other budget giants in the playing field. The Swift, the Suzuki Swift, it might not have the best CVT, but it's significantly cheaper than this. The GLX Auto, or GLX CVT in the Swift is 291,000 Rand. That's almost 30,000 Rand cheaper than this car. The Franks that I have, I've got a long-term Franks. The Frankie is back. Frankie has a 360-degree camera when you start it up. This doesn't even have reverse, even sensors. You have to pay 6,000 Rand for the sensors. I don't think that's fair or just. And it hurts me. Like, it really makes me sad because I love Volkswagen products. But the Vivo, you're trying to tuna this stew. Or what stew since fridging for 6 years. And how can I like But yeah, my verdict is, as much as we love the Vivo, the changes are welcomed. We are grateful that they are retaining this product, especially in the budget segment, and it will definitely sell because it's a Volkswagen. But the pricing might let them down, considering how strong of a product the Swift is in the market. And I think that's one thing they need to look out for. This car came out quite a long time ago. We know it like the back of our hands. It's been a long time coming. And another thing that I wanted to touch on is this infotainment system screen, which I'm not a big fan of. It looks very aftermarket. I preferred that screen. I think it was in the Golf 7s and the older Polos, the normal Polos, the ones with this shape. That small screen with the 3 buttons on each side. That was the best infotainment system screen for me that Volkswagen had ever made. So my ultimate verdict on the Volkswagen Polo Vivo, I am going to give it a 7 out of 10, maseve, because it's a Vivo. Vivo, give Vivo, give Vivo. However, the 3 points that it lost is that they are literally just running on legacy with this product. And with the influx of budget vehicles and us being such a price-sensitive market, I think VW needs to just revisit this pricing strategy for this thing. The car in itself is fine. All the things I've mentioned, some are subjective and stuff like that. I mean, also, 320,000 Rand when you still have to wind up the rear windows. You know, small things like that. But anyway, I think 7 is fine. And the reason why it's getting a lot of points from me is because it's so efficient, it's so easy to drive, it's so not easy to drive, man. That sounds so terrible. But it's a very laid back kind of drive, goes front back. It's just a chilled car to be in, and it's a very nice car. But I think that the omission of a lot of things, making things like airbags extra, can deter a lot of customers. And that is it from me, Bomaseve. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Please do share this video, share the channel with your friends, your families, your foes, because we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers, man. Like, I really want to get to 50,000 subscribers. Anyway, let's have a conversation in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Volkswagen Polo Vivo. Do you like, do you not like? And what would you get with 320,000 Rand? Don't forget to watch those ads because Kulavaga Gucci and all that jazz. I did not eat this morning. I'm craving Chinese noodles. Yeah, the Chinese beef noodles, actually. Yeah, I'm craving them. I think I'll have them later. But yeah, guys, I am a little bit heartbroken that this is how I feel about a Vivo. I won't lie to you, like, but I can't sit here and say, run to VW. Weigh your options, guys. Weigh your options. Look at the Vivo. Actually, look at the one below this. There's a 1.4. That's 288,000 rand, but it's a manual. Consider that one. But my advice would be look at the Baleno and look at the Swift, and then look at this one. But yeah, and also service plan is extra. Yo, VW. Yo. Yeah, I think I need a strong cup of coffee after this review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.